Hello everybody, welcome back to Italy, round 17, the penultimate round of the 2020 FIM MX2 Motocross World Championship. 16 degrees, we've got some hint of blue skies there, but what a spectacular location here, right beneath the Dolomite Mountains. We're a little bit of altitude, 1,550 meters long, this racetrack here, and when we were here on Sunday, Antonio Cairoli became a Grand Prix winner for the 92nd time in his career. Impressive stuff for the veteran. 172 podiums now he's had, 178 race wins, but he had to be content with 2 second-place finishes here on Sunday because the riders taking the wins were Tim Gajser and Clément de Sal, who was victorious in race 2 and got himself on the podium in what will be his final year of racing. We are at Pietramurata, over on the right-hand side, the MXGP of Pietramurata. We're back again on Sunday for the MXGP of Garda Trentino. We are slowly ticking them off, and I think there's a lot of people out there just can't wait till Sunday night when we can just pack up and disappear and hibernate for the winter. However long that may be, we have no idea. But a great atmosphere here today, despite the lack of crowd, of course, everything behind closed doors. They're doing their best to keep things up and
Brian is
a rider that I've been following since he was in MX2. He's a passionate, confident rider that I've always liked. I knew he was available, so I tried to bring him to our team with KTM.
The transition was not too big. To get back on this bike felt directly good. So I knew what I had, I knew how to handle a KTM. This was a nice feeling.
Kevin
is a very young rider. We've followed him all through last year in the European Championship and then took note of his good results. He's a little up and down, but he's still a good rider.
Molto up and down come pilota, ma è un ottimo pilota.
The step up from the European class to the MX2 class is, of course, the difficult one. What I have achieved this year is not really what I have been looking for, but I had some good signs of speed, and yeah, 18 Mantova was better than maybe I expected from the circumstances. My favorite race is probably been the 3 Faenza rounds. It's been fun to learn how to ride it, and when you have 3 races in the same track, you really learn to go fast. I've been vlogging a couple of years now. I felt like my English weren't as good as I normally am when the camera was pointed at me, so that's why I first started, and then I just kept it going because so many fans like it. I see myself as a role model for the Norwegian kids because there everyone just want to have fun and ride the dirt bike for fun, but I really show that you can go racing and be in the World Championship coming from Norway as well.
With Brian, everything was a bit unsure because he came here after 2 difficult years due to injuries.
My target was to be in the top 10, and now the last 10 heats I did this, so the hard work pays off, and yeah, this feels good.
He goes top! Wow, 1:59.9.
This pole position in Lommel was really nice. This was an amazing feeling. But on the other side, the nerves took over a little bit control in the first moto because yeah, you are standing there, pole position, you go first to the gate, you need to wait longer than normal. This was all different, you know. For me, it was the first time in my career. And then you see the nerves was, yeah, so the first motor was riding a little bit tight, but luckily the second motor was better. Confidence I get like last few rounds is building and getting more and more every round. The fitness was already there. I felt really good all year long. Everything is falling together, and this is what you see with the result. To be 10 times in the top 10 already is amazing. And I wouldn't believe the people who said this before the season, you know. This feels good, this feels amazing. I worked hard for this and finally it pays off.
Quick look behind the scenes there at Marchetti Racing KTM then. As you can see, the riders are making their way back from their sighting lap. take a look, though, down on the grid. Lisa was down there with Mitch Evans, and before that, Marco Melandri.
So one MX2 champion's been crowned. Will we see an MXGP World Champion after this race? Who knows? But we're going to catch up with a few guys. The first being former MotoGP rider, former World Superbike rider Marco Melandri. But you're not riding today, obviously. You're actually an ambassador of the region of Trentino, aren't you?
Yeah.
Just tell us, what does that role involve?
Yeah, actually I live 30 minutes from here, and it's awesome to see a motocross track around here. To have 3 races in a row is awesome for the guys because they can have fun around here. You can ride bicycle, mountain bike, or ski in 1 month, so it's awesome, everything here.
I tell you, we saw Trentino on the calendar right in November, and you know, we thought, oh, the weather's going to be bad, but it's been perfect. Perfect weather, perfect scenery, you've got the mountains, good races.
Yeah.
I mean, what does it mean to you to have 3 rounds here, the final round to the MXGP World Champion?
It's beautiful because you can enjoy the people also between races.
Yeah.
And as you say, there is no fog here. The lake, Garda Lake is closed, so the weather is very warm here. But if you drive like 1 hour, you can ski. So you can do everything you want in winter, and it's better than nothing.
And just quickly, do you miss racing?
Not actually.
No?
I like more to see now. It's less stress.
Yeah. Oh, and you're good friends with Tony Cairoli, aren't you?
Yeah, all the Italian guys actually are very fan of mine. And I hope Tony keep open the championship, but it will be not easy.
We shall see. Great to have you here, Marco. Enjoy your day.
Thank you. Have fun, guys.
Okay, now I want to speak to Team HRC's Mitch Evans. We haven't seen him since Spain due to injury. Mitch, you're here, but you're not actually racing. Bittersweet, but just tell us, why are you here in Italy?
Yeah, it's a bit of a different feeling being here and not racing, but yeah, the teams are 3 hours from here, and that's where I live, right next to the team. So thought we'd come and support the team, come and support Tim, and hopefully he can wrap up this championship today.
How are you feeling? Give us an update on the injury.
Yeah, feeling not too bad. Progress is coming along really well. We're about halfway, so another 3 weeks to go, and I can get back on the bike. Just been doing physio every day, getting the wrist moving again, and but yeah, it's felt like my shoulder felt like a lifetime, and this one it's already 3 weeks to go, and I feel like it's gone so fast. So it's a lot easier this time.
And just finally, you mentioned Tim Gajser there. He could wrap up the title in this race. Possibly, I don't want to speak too soon, but celebrations later this evening.
Yeah, I hope so. Tim knows, he's been in this position many times before, so he knows what to do today, and yeah, I'm sure he'll get it done. So best of luck to him, and yeah, hopefully we can celebrate tonight.
Good to see you. Speedy recovery.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mitch. Oh, good luck to all the guys. Will Tim Gajser be World Champion? We'll soon find out. MXGP Race 1 is up next.
Here's how the riders look in a championship then coming into this penultimate round. Tim Gajser on 6.26. He's 73 points clear of Tony Cairoli. Seewer 18 points further back. Then we've got Roman Fevre, Jorge Prado, obviously still not here. Then Paul Desal, Koldenhoff, Van Horbik and Hurlings. But in terms of the championship, Tim Gajser on 73. Just needs to beat Tony Cairoli if he can. If that's the first and the second, then he's champion. If it's second and third, he's champion because the gap will go out to 75 points, and he has way more races, race wins than Tony Cairoli. But let's see how it plans out, shall we? Here's what happened in time practice earlier on. Adam Sterry was in the mood, and so too were plenty of other riders, actually. But Tim Gajser early on put in a decent lap for Team HRC. Eventually, it was good enough for third, though. 800ths off the eventual poleman. Jeremy Seewer put in a good lap early as well, but more on him in a moment. Tony Cairoli went out, and despite putting in a good lap on lap 4, it wasn't going to get better than that, so Tony Cairoli will go to the line 6th. Just ahead of him, the two Kawasaki's, but Desal in 5th place. Tony Cairoli's, number 3, Roman Fevre, will go to the line 2nd. His best qualifying of the season. There was Desal on the podium here on Sunday, of course, with a race win and 3rd overall. Arno Tonis, he brought his number 4 machine home in 4th place. 1/10 off the top time. Paul Land was 7th. 6/10 off the top time, which was his teammate, Ivo Monticelli, putting a lap on lap 7. And in the end, it was 8th for the standing construct gas rider. Tim Gajser did go out again, but it was only good enough for 3rd. But all eyes on this man, Jeremy Seewer, his first pole in MXGP, 3,000ths quicker, or 300ths quicker than Febvre. Here's how the riders go to the line. Jeremy Seewer on pole for the first time in MXGP, first time this year, of course. Romain Febvre 2nd, Tim Gajser 3rd. Then it was Tonas, DeSalle, Cairoli, Paulin and Monticelli. Dylan Walsh, the JM Honda rider, 9th to the line for him, his best qualifying. And my friend of mine, Ben Townley, reckons it's going to be he that grabs that foxhole shot. The beauty of live TV. Hey, Ben. Adam Sterry goes to the line 10th as well, his best qualifying of the season. Lupino 11th, Van Horbik 12th, Valentin Guillot 13th, best qualifying for him. Bogas, Zach Pichon as well, best qualifying in MXGP for him this year. Then Van Donnik, Tixier, Patrel, Chervelin, Dobyshev, Leo, Petrov, Bernardini, Boutron, Koch and Valentin. 2 penalties for stopping on the track. Benoit Patrel and Jordi Tixier. And bizarrely, because of the penalty of Benoit Patrel, Tixier actually gained a position because of his next best time. So those two just swapped positions from earlier. Unlike Vial, who was penalised from 3rd to 29th in MX2. There's Tony Cairoli. We just saw a glimpse of Tim Gajser a moment ago. Gajser 73 points clear of Tony Cairoli. Jeremy Seewer, he's 3rd, 18 points behind the Sicilian. Can he grab 2nd overall over the next 2 rounds? Remember, 2 rounds left to go, 4 races in total now. Arno Tonas, 17th in the championship. He would just like to get out of here with 4 good scores, if he can. And Clement DeSalle, the MX Panda, Monster Energy Kawasaki Racing Team. He and Cairoli battled in race 2 on Sunday, turned back the clock, both of them. Of course, he was victorious here a few years ago, wasn't he, when he was Suzuki mounted. Gauthier Paulin there. But 30 minutes plus 2 laps is what we've got in stall here. Romain Febvre, the hard, slick conditions on Sunday, many thought they would have favoured him, but he did struggle around here. He'll be hoping for a better result today than the 14th and 6th. And Ivo Monticelli, he will also be hoping to improve on his 7th overall. Will that be possible? Well, only he knows that, and a part of it comes down to the start. He's 9th and 8th on Sunday. We're not far from getting this race underway, though. Green flag at the back of the grid. We'll get a green flag here from our race director from the FIM. Temperature mid-teens, so not too cold to go racing, but at least it's not raining. There is the number 53, the JM Honda Racing rider of Dylan Walsh. The Fly Racing 15-second board goes up. Who will it be that grabs that foxhole shot? Well, Dylan Walsh there in black, about 5-6 gates over next to the rider in green. Adam Sterry. Whoa, riders tried to go, and they got caught out as well, and I think Walsh was probably one of those that tried to go too early, anticipated the gate, but Jeremy Seewer leads. I think that's Lupino in second. Brent Van Donnik in second, Cairoli in 3rd, 4th is Chervelin, 5th is Lupino, then Sterry in 6th. Then we've got Boutron over on the right-hand side, then Tixier, and then one of the Kawasaki's. Wasn't sure if it was DeSalle or Romain Febvre. I think it was DeSalle. Let's have a look. It was DeSalle. So Seewer leads, just like he did in race 2 on Sunday before he slipped up halfway around the lap. Cairoli into second with a move around Brent Van Donnik. Van Donnik in blue on the Geben van Venrooy Yamaha, in for the injured Calvin Verlanderen. Then he's got his teammate behind him, Alessandro Lupino, in 4th place. Then 5th is Chervelin. So Chervelin, the 747, there he is. The SDM Corsi Yamaha rider. Then Sterry to the inside. Hitachi KTM fueled by Milwaukee. He and Boutron were side by side as Lupino looks to go down the inside of the Belgian, but not going to happen here. Might go round the outside at the bottom of the next hill, though. Paulin down in 23rd. Febvre was down in 18th place at the first split. So Lupino here, down the inside. Cairoli looks across, sees his best mate behind him as he looks to close in and find a way past Jeremy Seewer here on the opening lap. But it's Seewer who leads at the moment. Monster Energy Yamaha rider leading the Red Bull KTM. Then Lupino. Then Brent Van Donnick. Whoa. Get you guys over the line though. First lap. Seewer, Cairoli, Lupino, Van Donnick, Chervelin. Sterry will be next. Then Gajser in 7th. Wasn't a great start for the 243. Of course, he needs to beat Tony Cairoli in this one, but he can always take it to the second race if he has to. If that's the case, he needs more than 51 points over the Italian by the time we're done racing today. Gajser 7, Boutron 8, DeSalle 9, Tixier, Bogus, Bernardini, Fevre up to 13th, Walsh 14, Bobryshev, Paturel, then Guillaume in 17, Van Horbik, Tonus and Koch. Paulin 21st for the number 21. There's Gajser, he's moved past Sterry into 6th place. – 747, Michele Chervelin just ahead of Tim Gajser. Doesn't want to follow. Quick to react there. Again, getting good drive here. Will he find a way past the Italian at the top of the hill? Yes, he does. And DeSalle going past Sterry as well. So this was DeSalle going past Adam Sterry. Gajser going past Sterry. And then Gajser going past Chervelin. And then it was DeSalle going past Sterry. Just here at the top of the hill. Right, Seewer. He leads. He's 2.2 seconds clear of Tony Cairoli, fastest lap of the race that time, a 1:43.224. Cairoli second, Lupino third, Van Donnick fourth, Gajser is 5th, Chervelin 6th, DeSalle 7th, Sterry in 8th place. Seewer's got that first lap out the way. Great ride this for Lupino in 3rd place for the Geben van Venrooy Yamaha squad. But Seewer looking good at the moment. Tony Cairoli knows he doesn't need to push at the moment, but at the same time, he can't afford to stay there too long because look, there is Gajser getting ready to go round. Brent Van Donnick here, the number 32. Gajser in 5th place. Ruud van Venrooy, he'll be watching this, be thinking, hang on a minute, I've got both my Yamaha guys there in 3rd and 4th position. You can tell the Sandman there, can't you? Brent Van Donnick chasing the dirt around the outside. Looking good, though. Gajser just biding his time. Knows he doesn't have to win the race if he's going to be crowned today. He can take it to the second race, but 24 3/4 minutes plus 2. He's still got plenty of time in hand. Mechanic just looking as he goes by, making sure that bike's working okay, looking that everything sounds okay as well, possibly. 2 Monster Energy Kawasaki's lined astern as they hit the line. DeSalle just ahead of his teammate, Romain Fevre in 8th place. So it's been a good ride through the field for Romain Fevre as Gajser goes after Brent Van Donnick here. This is for 4th position. Cairoli and Lupino in the opposite direction, 2nd and 3rd. Seewer 2 seconds clear, and Gajser does get good drive this time. Not able to park it down the inside of the Yamaha rider though. Walsh up to 12th, Boutron in 13th. Paulin up to 17th, Van Horbik down to 18th place. Gajser will jump long, try and execute some speed around the outside. Van Donnick will see him there, probably won't going to get involved, and he doesn't. So Gajser now up into 4th. looking nice and calm at the moment. Gajser, despite a not great start, let's say. Boger's up to 9th, Sterry down to 10th now. There's your race leader, there's second. Those two were separated by just over 2 seconds at the end of lap 3. We're on lap 4 now, and Lupino closing in on his best mate. Dessau finding his way past Chervelin, and Roman Febvre looking for a way past the Italian as well, and he does so. So Dessau now hits the line behind Brent van Donnik in 6th place, Roman Febvre 7th. Oh, bobble there for the number 3. See how hard and slick these conditions are. Nicely done there, just jumping across that sort of dropped edge. There's Boger's in the background, and then Sterry. So Boger's 9, Sterry 10, Tixier's in 11th place. Dylan Walsh 12th, ahead of Bobryshev. Boutron and Paulin now in 15th. Just keeping an eye on the split times. Gajser still behind Lupino. Three or 4 seconds further back at the moment. So, but it was Gajser who was fastest that time around. Boger's looking to go around Chervelin. The Marchetti Racing KTM rider there, 189 in white. Currently in 9th position. See how hard, loose and rocky and slick it is coming out of that bottom turn. Possibly the slowest corner on the racetrack across there to the left. Turn 13. 2.5 seconds at the end of that previous lap, the gap between Seewer and Cairoli. Doesn't look like 2.5 seconds now, does it? And Gajser is closing in as well. Gap is 1.5. Cairoli, the fastest man on track. Yeah, a couple of riders tried to go early, Pichon one of them. I think Gajser might have just got caught out there as well. Look how far back he was going through the first turn. Buried there. And Febvre right at the back. Paulin and Febvre. Oh, and Monticelli was a little bit loose there as well. That's how frantic it is, those first couple of corners here at Trentino. Lupino still there in 3rd. Gajser closing in on the Italian. And Cairoli all over the back of Seewer. So this is 1st and 2nd. About 2 or 3 seconds further back, we've got 3rd and 4th. Going to be changing positions as well shortly. There's 3rd. Gajser using that momentum around the outside. Just a little bit untidy there. Missed his line on the exit. Gajser Honda combination, though, has worked brilliantly, hasn't it? All year long. Looks at home on it. That thing hooking up. Oh. He's got problems there, hasn't he? He keeps looking down at the clutch, and he's shaking his head. Right, so the mistake that he made at the top of the hill when he missed the line, he looks down. I wasn't sure if he was looking down at the, not at the track, but looking down at the gear lever or something like that. Now, coming out of that turn, you saw he was looking down and trying to adjust the clutch. So whether he's got a clutch issue there, Tim Gajser, well, if that's the case, this could be a very long 19 minutes plus 2 laps. So this was the first one. Watch, looks down at the handlebar and looks down at the ground, and then out of the final turn a moment ago, shaking his head there, but just in the corner before that, he was looking at the adjuster and trying to adjust the clutch just behind the handguard. Concerned faces down there in the Honda garage. And again, he's got problems, Gajser. So I think we're going to see him using wider lines just to try and ride around the issue. Don't need that when you're going for your 4th title, do you? But this is the advantage of having a 73-point advantage going into the first race. If you don't get the job done in race 1, you can always look to race 2. Yeah, he's looking across. Looking across to the garage. I think he was shaking his head at them as well. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead. Seewer and Cairoli, less than a second between them. Lupino is in 3rd, and he's still got a 4-second advantage over Gajser. Cairoli gets good drive there. Not able to find a way past the Swiss rider, though, at the moment. Impressive ride this from Alessandro Lupino. He is parked there in 3rd place. He's only 3 seconds behind these guys. Gajser was a 1:44.1 that time around. He's about 3 seconds, 2.5 seconds clear of Brent van Donnick at the moment. De Salfevre, Bogas, Chervelin and Sterry. Louis Voster's looking on because it's his man that leads the way here, number 91. There's Gajser in the opposite direction, so he's still there. And obviously having to ride around whatever issues, but 2 or 3 mistakes in the space of a lap. Not like Tim Gajser. Anyway, back with the lead. We are on lap 8. Jeremy Seewer doing his best to fend off Tony Cairoli. Cairoli knows he can keep the championship alive as long as he stays ahead of Tim Gajser. Well, if he takes a win and 3 extra points, there is still light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, tips over. He tips over. The same place where he crashed last year, and Gajser goes through. He just went into that bank a little too hot. We saw him just tip up. Watch this here. As we pulled away, I saw that, but then we cut away. Well, is that game over? Is that game over for the championship chase? Tony Cairoli picks himself up behind the Kawasaki's. And Claudio De Carli can't believe it. He's just ahead of Brian Bogas, and so that puts him in 7th place, Tony Cairoli. Right, now these guys will be taking a deep breath because whatever, let's say, inverted commas, problems that Gajser had, hopefully he can ride around them and still wrap up the title then in that respect. But you're going to have a very angry Tony Cairoli now. The 222 gifting positions to Gajser. .14.5 minutes plus 2 to go. All of a sudden, we've got a bit of a game changer going on here then, because Tony Cairoli, he was in 2nd place. That was 22 points. Gajser was in 5th place. That was only going to be 15 points, so it was going down to the 2nd race of the day, but now Gajser will be in 3rd. This was the first mistake, where he just kind of missed the rut. It was like, why? How did that happen? Watch here, left hand. He's fighting the clutch there and legging his way through, and then tries to adjust it. Hydraulic clutch, shakes his head. Has another problem here in another tight rut. Again, just fighting the bike. And they're just like, we don't need that, not today. He is regrouping at the moment, though, and he's going back after Alessandro Lupino. Lupino in 2nd place. Sorry, did I just say Alessandro in Lupino in 2nd position here? He can't believe it either. I'm sure of that. got a good start, and he's done everything right, hasn't he, the number 77 on that Geben van Venrooy Yamaha. He's on cloud 9 at the moment, that's for sure. Gajser opting for those wide sweeping lines, the easiest way to ride around it. That way you don't have to go too deep and too tight. There is the Geben van Venrooy squad, and the guy on the left there, Massimo Castelli. He was the mechanic to Dave Strybos when he was 125 world champion in 1985, 6? So he's been around a while, he's seen a few titles as well. He was also at Rinaldi Yamaha, taking care of World Championship there as well, back in the 90s and early 2000s. Been with Honda, though, for a very long time. So, Seewer leads by 2.6 seconds over Lupino. Gajser was about 8/9 quicker than Lupino that time around. Van Donnik is in 4th, DeSalle 5, Fevre 6, Cairoli 7. Only took about 2/10 out of Fevre that time around, did Gajser, and all of a sudden, did Cairoli. All of a sudden, Gajser on the rear wheel of Lupino, looked across, saw him there. Gajser moves Lupino wide just to give himself a little bit of space in that turn. Got his head down. Gajser wants to win the race and take the title with it as well. Gajser up to second. What was his lap time last time around? Gajser 1:43.024. 3/4 of a second or so quicker than Seewer. Seewer was about 3.8 seconds ahead of him at the start of the lap. He's now in second with clear track, and there is Seewer just at the bottom of the hill. Look, so all of a sudden, Seewer is going to be under attack again, this time from Tim Gajser in the next lap or so. DeSalle has gone fastest in sector 1 as he moves past Brent Van Donnik. Moves up into 4th place. Here is DeSalle. Is he looking at another podium? Or better here today, because his teammate hasn't been able to stay with him. Van Donnik is between them now. 2 Geben van Venrooy Yamahas, 3rd and 5th in the race at the moment. But Clément DeSalle looking very relaxed out on track at the moment. He was victorious here in 2014. What was a memorable day, not just for him, but also for Belgium. They had 1, 2, 3 on the podium that day, with Van Horbik and Strybos, Kevin Strybos, joining him on podium that day. Fevre around the outside of Van Donnik. Oh, Van Donnik wasn't that tight when Gajser went by, was he? Doing his best to defend that 5th place. Oh, Fevre almost into the rear wheel. Twice coming out of that turn. Van Donnik will go outside. Fevre will go down to the inside. Might even run him wide at the bottom here. Didn't quite get close enough. Ah, Fevre is annoyed. You can hear him shouting at him as well underneath that helmet. Bottom of the hill. Fevre needs to keep a cool head here. Not allow the emotions and the frustrations get to him. So Seewer, Gajser, Lupino, your top 3. There is Lupino, there's DeSalle, Fevre down the inside. But frustrating him is Van Donnick, number 32, as he continues to split the two Kawasaki's. Van Donnick then maintaining that 5th place. Fevre 6th, Cairoli 7th. Fevre will have another go this time around and slows down the pace here at the end of the straight. Fevre then up into 5th. Seewer and Gajser 1.9 apart at the end of lap 12. This is lap 13. And we're almost at the end of it. Getting a little bit closer, isn't he? 26-0, 25-3, the splits between first and second at sector 1. Lost 2/10 in sector 2, and a little bit actually more in sector 3, so just focus, be smart. Gajser in 2nd place, 22 points. Cairoli in 7th place at the moment is enough for Gajser to be crowned world champion. But he would absolutely love to win it with a race win, wouldn't he? Jeremy Seewer would like to take his 3rd win of the season, his 3rd MXGP race win, of course. And he is going after Cairoli in that points chase, don't forget. Cairoli on 567, Seewer on 560 now. So that gap between 2nd and 3rd is down to 7 points. And Cairoli could actually do with a favour here from the guy that's going to take the title. Because Gajser, if he wins the championship and wins the race, of course, he'll take 3 points away from Seewer. Sterry down the inside of Chervelin. Oh, just, yes. Sterry then up into 10th place. I think Paul Ann's gone through as well since then. Oh, he has. Look, down past pit lane. Gajser inching closer towards Seewer. Six minutes plus 2 to go. Oh, Seewer wasn't too clean, was it? But anyway, whatever problems Gajser had early on in the race, he's managed and dealt with. So Gajser getting closer to Seewer. Chases the dirt. Looking to cut back to the inside, is he here? Not able to. Just had a message here, actually, from Gordy Crockard, Honda Europe, saying that it's a hydraulic clutch on that bike of Tim Gajser. He believes it was probably rider error more than anything else. As Seewer makes a mistake, that allows Gajser a mistake. Allows Gajser to get around the outside, but can't make the pass here. Looking to go around the outside again. Preferring that wide sweep, bottom of the hill. Four and a half minutes plus 2 to go. Tim Gajser, again, on the verge of taking world title number 4. He would love to do it with a race win. He first has to find his way past the number 91 Monster Energy Yamaha of Jeremy Seewer, who's been there right from the very first lap. Just use your head, be smart, focus. As we said before, it doesn't need to win the race to win the title. Because Tony Cairoli in 6th, who has now found his way past Brent Van Donnick. Still not going to be enough to take the title to the second race for Cairoli and his fans. Gajser, oh, he thought about switching it to the inside, didn't he? Looked like he wasn't sure whether Seewer was going to commit last minute to the inside at the bottom of that hill. Oh, scrubbed him. So he's had a lap right on his rear wheel. How many times did that thing hit the bank? See, we're doing a great job of hanging on, though. Watch this. Seewer, has he upped his pace a little bit? Less than 3 minutes plus 2 laps to go. He's had some good races around here, hasn't he, Gajser, over the years? And normally he does it in a house full of Slovenian fans in that right corner just after the finish line. Unfortunately, those guys aren't here today. Seewer just gets a little bounce there at the top of the hill, has to correct it. So Cairoli in 6th, Van Donnick in 7th, as these two battle over the lead. And this was probably before Cairoli found his way past Van Donnick, was it? And all of a sudden he emerges the other side of those big wall boards there. That was as clear as mud, wasn't it? Anyway, nothing in it between these two. About a second. 2 minutes to go, plus those 2 laps. Regroup for Tim. Lupino now 8 seconds behind these guys in 3rd. DeSalle 4, Fevre 5. Fevre about a second behind his teammate. Was quicker than him as well by almost a second that time around. So maybe we'll see a change for 4th place between the two Kawasaki's. And maybe we'll see a change for the lead before the end of the race as well between Gajser and Seewer. Lupino now under attack on the number 77. He's been 2nd or 3rd the whole race. 2nd before Gajser found a way through, now 3rd. DeSalle goes wide. Fevre will try to capitalise, but see how that line just starting to drift out, and DeSalle up the inside of Lupino. Almost ran into the Italian. Lupino now on the defence. DeSalle needs to be careful not to leave the door open. This has been a good ride from Fevre, actually. He's bridged that gap after going past Van Donnick, who frustrated him for a couple of laps. So Fevre certainly has the pace. And was that DeSalle shouting at Lupino that time around, going into that corner? Well, he gets up the inside of him, doesn't he? But loses a little bit of drive there initially. Seewer and Gajser 1.2 seconds apart. Lupino, DeSalle, Fevre absolutely tied together by a piece of elastic here. Oh, that was a nice corner from Fevre. Just let it drift. That inside working for Lupino. Oh, Fevre just gets unseated there. Cairoli trying to close in. DeSalle under attack now from his teammate. Oh, another mistake there from DeSalle, and Fevre goes through. Well, he just pulls out, actually. This is for 3rd, 4th and 5th. Alessandro Lupino on that Yamaha, the two Kawasaki's of Clement DeSalle and Romain Fevre, number 3. Fevre gets better drive than his teammate, but he's going to get the door shut in his face at the top of the hill. I wonder if Gajser is pleased to take 2nd, or happy to take 2nd, rather, as Fevre again comes unstuck. Shaking his head again. Again, look, you can see he's frustrated. Just get on with it. It's not going to move over for you. But he's probably frustrated because he's going for third in the championship, although he was 48 points down on Jeremy Seewer at the start of the day, and Seewer's leading the race. So I think you see the difference in characters there between someone like Tim Gajser and Romain Febvre, possibly. Febvre airing his frustrations, and whether it was the rider error or something else with Gajser at the start of the race, he's got his head down and he's got on with it. And here's Gajser in second. He knows he's on the verge of taking world title number 4 with a lap and a bit to go. Cairoli is all over the back of Febvre. And if the Italian goes by the number 3, well, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be near Romain Febvre. He's frustrated not being able to go forward, so if he goes back a position. Cairoli obviously needs the points because Jeremy Seewer is closing down on him in the championship, don't forget. Cairoli on 5.68, Seewer on 5.60. Front end getting away from him there. This was Cairoli a moment, well, this is a few laps ago, when he was in second. Just ran it wide into the bank, stepped him up, and then nowhere to go. Lupino would have come around the corner and just gone. He lost how many positions there? He was down to 7th, wasn't he, at one point, I think. Anyway, into the last lap, Jeremy Seewer. 2 seconds clear of Tim Gajser. Looking at taking his 3rd MXGP race win, if he can. Tim Gajser, though, in control and looking for world title number 4. Didn't make the best start. We saw him parked right at the back going through the first couple of corners. But he's got his head down, he's dug deep. Got himself into 2nd position. And along the way, he saw Cairoli on the deck as well. But another fantastic ride for Tim Gajser. Just a few corners away. The Team HRC, the Honda rider, 2:43 from just across the border in Slovenia. Will come out of these corners here. There's Giacomo Garibaldi, the team owner, the team boss, and the crew getting ready. Jeremy Seewer will win the race. Tim Gajser will win the title. He allows himself a quick fist pump as he goes by. Seewer wins the race. Tim Gajser is world champion for the 4th time. And 3 times now in MXGP. Jeremy Seewer the first to congratulate him. Yeah, there's a problem there, look, it's hanging in, the clutch is stuck in, so he can't even move from there now. So it was a clutch problem. Tony Cairoli congratulates Tim Gajser. There you go. Has to feed the clutch out with his hand, so the hydraulic is packed up, but he was able to ride around the issue as suspected earlier on in the race. And he manages to take world title number 4. Congratulations, Tim Gajser and Team HRC. There's a flasher down there. Arrest that man. Of course, he's got the T-shirts on underneath there. And here is Tim Gajser, 2020 FIM MXGP World Champion. Giacomo Garibaldi, the first to congratulate him. And everybody else down there as well. Even Bloomer's in there. Whoa, look at that, Tim. 4 titles for Tim Gajser. The helmet on the back there, Jean. When we were here the other day, it was Remembrance Day in Slovenia, and he said, I didn't have the clutch. They don't care. He's world champion. We'll worry about the clutch next time. Mitch Evans in there as well. Never gets old, though, does it, Tim? Never gets old. Finally, the roar from the 4-time world champion, Tim Gajser. Good lad. Good lad. Yeah, we'll push that bike back, Massimo. But Tim Gajser, we'll talk to him in just a few moments' time. Nothing he could have done about it. But he brings it home. Just explaining to Giacomo the problems that he had and how he had to ride around it. And that was a tough ride. He's already got the pressure of trying to win a world championship, and then slight technical issue, but we'll grab a word with him as quickly as we can. Another hug from the missus. Tim Gajser down there. 13 wins he's already taken this year. He had to settle for second in the race today, behind Jeremy Seewer. Seewer's 3rd race victory of the season overshadowed by Gajser's World Championship win. And to anybody watching this, no, he hasn't put his shirt on the wrong way round. Tim Gajser will make his way towards the winner's area, and we will grab a word with him now that he's all suited and booted. He's got his HRC hat on, he's got his #1 shirt on. The beauty of live TV. Not that we're trying to keep any time schedules or anything. That's a nice gold helmet you've got there, Tim. Eddie Seal just walking by there a moment ago. Four titles now for Tim Gajser. Here he is with Lisa Leyland. Well, not the easiest of races, but he got the job done all the same.
Congratulations, you just wrapped up your 4th world title. You really had to dig deep in that race. It looked like it wasn't going to happen in that race, actually. A few technical issues. But you know what? You rode like a champion, and you showed us why you are 2020 MXGP World Champ.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know what to say, you know, like, 4th world title already. I'm just so happy and so thankful. Just want to say huge thank you to everyone. I mean, like, all my team, HRC, everybody is working so hard, you know, to achieve these kind of championships. Yeah. All my sponsors, you know, all the fans that's supposed to be today here, but with the period we are right now, you know, with the COVID and everything, they were not able to came. I just want to say huge thank you to all my fans, everybody around me, my girlfriend, you know, just everyone. It's just unbelievable. I'm so happy.
It's well deserved. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tim Gajser got off to the 2nd overall at the first 3 rounds. He picked up 2nd again a couple of times after that. His first win came at the 3rd Mantova round. He's won 3 times since then. But to pick up his 4th championship here with a round to go and a race in hand as well at this round, Tim Gajser is the 2020 FIM MXGP World Champion. 3 wins so far, 8 seconds, a 3rd overall, a 4-time champ now for Gajser. Let's do the foxhole shot, shall we, before we disappear? Oh, let's do results, shall we? Because normally when we see that graphic, just getting ahead of myself. Jeremy Seewer, your winner in race 1. Gajser 2nd, Lupino, fantastic ride for him in 3rd. DeSalle 4th, Fevre, Cairoli, Van Donnick, likewise, ahead of Bogers. Then Paulin, Tixier, Sterry, Van Horbeek, Chervelin, Monticelli, Tonus, Walsh, Petrov 17, Bobryshev 18, Leo Guillot, rounding out the top 20. Let's take a look at the foxhole shot, shall we? Jeremy Seewer. So Jeremy Seewer, Monster Energy, Yamaha with his 3rd foxhole shot of the season. Moves him up to 3rd in the standings as well, behind Jorge Prado and Tim Gajser, your new world champion. Take a look at the highlights then before we disappear. Here's what happened MXGP Race 1 a moment ago. The gate dropped. Tim Gajser got buried in the first turn as Jeremy Seewer took that pole shot. Then Cairoli was right there, but so too was Brent Van Donnick. He emerged in 2nd. Cairoli was 3rd. Chervelin was 4th. Sterry 5th alongside Lupino. Boutron was in there, so too Tixier. The 2 Kawasaki's were buried as well, and one of them went by the bar with Paulin in the next turn. Cairoli quickly into 2nd. Lupino quickly into 3rd with that pass on Van Donnick. Then Gajser made his move on Brent Van Donnick to move into 4th place. But he was having 1 or 2 clutch issues, and he knew it as well. He's got his head down and rode around the problem, but not before 1 or 2 mistakes like that. They couldn't believe it down there in pit lane, but Tony Cairoli then threw away an opportunity. He was chasing Seewer for the lead. He fell, picked himself back up in 7th position. Gajser would have seen that because he went by him while he was on the deck. He then moved past Lupino into 2nd place. Romain Fevre got frustrated behind Van Donnick. Paulin eventually found his way past Chervelin. And then Adam Sterry. The challenge for the lead came on several occasions, and despite that mistake from Seewer, the Yamaha man just held on. Fevre had closed up on his teammate, and those two then battled over 4th and 5th place. Jeremy Seewer, though, came out of the final turn for his 3rd race win of the season, but it was Tim Gajser in 2nd who was crowned World MXGP Champion. And then the celebrations began. Tim Gajser then, World Champion 2020. We'll see you in about an hour when we return for MX2 Race 2. See you then.